But bear with me, Aggiornamenti Lumia first spotted the details of the game, which includes an anticipated release date of July 16th, 1 week after 2020's release of July 9th. In this leak, there's a lot of news and features to come out of this. Before we get into it, just know take this as a grain of salt until it's confirmed officially by Codemasters. But SGO has reached out to both EA and Codemasters for confirmation, and should a response be received, we will update you at our website at sportsgamersonline.com. But with that all said, let's talk about and look at the features coming to the game. The first thing they mention is this new story called Breaking Point, which apparently, based on what we can see, or just what it says, will bring a narrative and a story experience into Formula 1 2021. Then they talk about 2 new ways to play, a 2-player career and real season start. Now the real season start is pretty self-explanatory. You'll start at the beginning of the real Formula 1 season, but the 2-player career is interesting. Does that mean you control 2 players? Or does that mean 2 players, you and a friend, can play in the career? And if so, will that be just couch co-op career, or can you do an online career with a friend? The idea of the latter is something that kind of excites me, and I don't want to jump too far into it or too far to conclusions, but if that's the case, then F1 2021 has a mode that, man, is going to get a lot of buzz. Next, it's the My Team mode that debuted last year to a lot of success and praise. This year, they're talking about creating a driver being updated, choosing a sponsor, an engine supplier, hiring teammates, and compete as the 11th team on the grid. Now that's a lot of base information. You could do a lot of that last year with My Team, but this year I expect that to expand in bigger ways. Expanded driver stats that now include the Focus and a new team critical department events to address. Split screen racing for 2 players, which is something fans have been wanting, and personally I'm excited to dive into that. Casual race options for more relaxed racing, while new expert options give experienced players even more control. Now before moving on, this is one of the things, the only real gripe that I ever had with the Formula 1 series was that it wasn't that accessible to new players and players that don't really play racing games much or have been watching a lot of Formula 1 on ESPN lately because of everything going on, and they decide they want to jump in. Having a more casual experience for those players will definitely lead to them being more interested, and then ultimately working their way up to expert level play if they want. Next up, there's the quote acclaimed 10-year career mode, which includes updated research and development and practice programs, as well as a new quick practice to hone your skills on the track. Formula 2, which is the training ground for F1, is also included again with short, medium, and full season options for both 2020 and 2021 season content. On the esports side of things, an in-game area for online qualification events will be available, along with the latest news, and you'll even be able to watch the new F1 Esports Challenger and Pro Series races right from within the game. And lastly, players will obviously be able to compete online in multiplayer, and this year there'll be social and ranked races, a brand new quick join format, online leagues, custom liveries, and weekly events. So it seems like F1 2021, if all of this is accurate and to be believed, we'll have a lot of new features this year that'll not only take the game to new levels, but show that you can take a great game, a nearly perfect racing game, and make it even better by focusing on what players are wanting and trying new things, especially with the jump to the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. Now, if you don't know, Formula 1 2021 will be the first Formula 1 game released since EA acquired Codemasters for $1.2 billion earlier this year. And while a lot of people, including myself, are kind of skeptical about what that means, this would be a great first step in that, even though EA doesn't have much to do with 2021 because of how late the acquisition came. But it does bode well for the future should Codemasters still have a pretty big say in how the series shapes up. As far as an official announcement for the game, that should come over the next few weeks. And again, SGO has reached out to both EA and Codemasters on the rumors, and should they respond, we will update you at our website at sportsgamersonline.com.